You're watching your target through glass. Distance measured, wind calculated, breath slowed until it disappears into the background noise of the room. The hum of a single overhead light cutting through the silence, while the city below moves in predictable loops. Traffic resetting every 90 seconds. People crossing without pattern, but never truly random. And you've mapped all of it, reduced it to numbers and timing, but something is wrong. Because the target isn't alone. A second figure appears where there shouldn't be one, not in the file, not in the briefing, and your finger rests near the trigger without committing as the cold air, fixed at 19 degrees, presses against your skin and reminds you how controlled this space is, how controlled everything is supposed to be. And you think back to how it started, small and forgettable. 6 months of watching strangers who never knew you existed, logging movements for 3,000 rupees a week, then deliveries you never questioned, until one instruction blurred into something irreversible. One action that didn't feel like a decision, but a step in a sequence. And after that there was no line left, only procedures, only repetition, assignments stacking into years where promotions came without recognition, just better tools, quieter rooms, fewer instructions, and you learn to plan more than act, to eliminate uncertainty instead of reacting to it. Building layers of contingencies because improvisation meant exposure, and exposure meant removal. And the system around you ran on rules never written down, never explained, only enforced through absence and silence. Payments arriving in fragments. Rupees 50,000, 1,000, 20,000, never complete, never traceable, reports filed within 6 hours, stripped of emotion, reduced to time, distance, outcome. And outside of it, your life thinned without resistance. Conversations shortening until they stopped, relationships fading without conflict, your name losing meaning until it became just a label attached to a function. And now, back in this moment, the window is closing, 40 seconds collapsing into nothing, as the unexpected presence beside the target introduces variables you weren't given. Variables the system either missed or chose not to reveal. And you feel the shift, not panic but recognition, because this was never about precision. Precision was just the method. Control was always the objective. And right now you don't have it. Abort and you become a liability. Proceed and you risk exposure. And for the first time you hesitate, breaking the one rule that kept you alive, waiting. As the opportunity disappears and the target slips into a blind zone, the moment gone, replaced by silence that feels heavier than before, and you leave without acknowledgement. Days passing without response, until a new file arrives, with no reference to failure, only coordinates, time, distance, and a name. Your name. Detailed in the same clinical structure you once used for others. Every habit mapped, every movement predicted, and there's no shock left, only clarity, as you understand you were never part of the system, only processed by it. Another step in a cycle that doesn't pause or question. So you move, adjust routines, stretch time limits, but every change feels anticipated, already accounted for, because someone else is now where you once were, watching, calculating, waiting, and eventually you stop, not out of surrender, but understanding that there is no outside to move toward, only positions within the same structure. And now you sit in another room, same cold air, same steel, same hum, knowing that somewhere, through another pane of glass, someone else is measuring distance, calculating wind, and waiting for the moment when you become nothing more than the next completed report, in a system that continues, unchanged, after you're gone.